Today's video is going to be all about attractive fragrances that leave an intoxicating scent trail. So if that's your type of thing, then please keep on watching. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it's the first time you are joining. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Hayley and I review fragrances. So as I already mentioned in the intro, today's video is going to be all about attractive fragrances that leave an intoxicating scent trail. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the first fragrance. The first fragrance is Berry & Blanche by Michael Malul. Now I have spoken about this fragrance a couple of times already, and it's actually the fragrance that inspired the concept of this video because this is such an attractive scent profile, to me at least, and it also leaves the most insane scent trail. It's a little bit fruity, a little bit floral, yet at the same time it's fluffy and light. It has a sensual musk in here. There's a slight aromatic vibe going through this, but what I mostly get is a strawberry note. It's not juvenile in any way, and it's not too sweet either. Mixed and blended to perfection with this fluffy yet sensual musk. Those are the most prominent notes that I get. This is quite airy. There's a little bit of spice here and a tad bit of greenness, but only a slight little bit of greenness, which I think is coming from the Angelica. There are some florals, but they're quite light. Nothing is really prominent in terms of the florals. I feel like the aromatic touch also comes from a teeny bit of lavender in here, which kind of gives it a cooling effect. There's an airy quality in here, which kind of gives it this ethereal, fluffy vibe, to me at least. But mostly I get that strawberry, which is not overly sweet. I wouldn't say this is an overly sweet fragrance. And then lots of sensual musk. The scent trail of this one, I feel, is very, very attractive. And it has a kind of sex appeal to it. It's very feminine. And I think this is such a special fragrance. Michael Malul in general is quite an underrated brand. I don't see that many people speaking about this house. And I currently have two in my collection that I adore, with a new one en route. So I will review that one soon. But yeah, if you want an attractive fragrance that's a slightly fruity floral musk, you should check out Berry & Blanche because I think this one is incredible. Next up is the newest release from Montale, and this one is called Lucky Candy. This one has been out for a couple of months, but it is only now just launching in the US. You'll be able to pick this one up at Twisted Lily from the 9th of February. I believe that's correct. I will link the details down below. And as soon as I saw that Montale were launching a new fragrance and I read the notes, I knew I had to try this one because it sounded like it was going to be a tropical, fruity floral fragrance with coconut. I saw the coconut note, I saw the frangipani, and I was like, yes, I need to try that fragrance. And my friend Ali actually blind bought this one as soon as it launched, and I waited to hear what her thoughts were on it. And the way she described it got me so excited because it's exactly what I was hoping I would get. Of course, I hadn't smelled it at that point. And then I got a sample. I believe I reviewed this one in a first impressions video. Yeah, I think I did. It has a marshmallow note in here. It also has cacao, honey, toffee, vanilla. It was giving note porn to me. So what does this smell like? Okay, this is actually my scent of the day. It is giving slightly beachy florals. However, it's also giving a slight gourmand touch. And I think that's because of the cacao, the honey, the toffee, and the vanilla. You do get the coconut. It doesn't smell like sunscreen either. It has this really sweet bite to it. It is kind of like a cocktail in a way, like a coconut milk cocktail on the beach. You've got yellow florals in the breeze around you. There's some kind of syrup in this cocktail too, which is giving the sweetness that comes from the toffee and the honey. But in terms of those notes, it is mostly a floral fragrance to me. You do get a sweetness, but I wouldn't necessarily say I could pick out toffee or cacao specifically. I do get the honey though. It's like honeyed florals. I get a little bit of neroli. I definitely get frangipani. And then there is coconut, but it's not necessarily front stage and center. It's just a really, really pretty floral fragrance, which is going to be perfect for the spring and the summer, but spring, summer comes to mind when I think about this one. It's one of my favorite Montale fragrances actually, because I don't get that kind of synthetic vibe that some of their other fragrances give. This one is very well done in my opinion, and I feel like this is a very attractive scent profile that will draw people in. It leaves the most incredible scent trail. So yeah, I wanted to include this one in this video. Who's excited about this new launch? Please do let me know down in the comments, because I was so excited when I first read the notes, and I'm so glad that this one is a hit too. Next up is Jardins de Misfah by Nuit Nomade, and if you watch my channel you will know that this is a big love of mine. And when I was thinking about what fragrances I wanted to feature in this video, Jardins de Misfah came straight to my mind, because I truly feel like this is such an addictive, attractive fragrance. It leaves an insane scent trail. I've worn this so much, so I do have experience with this one. It gets me lots of compliments too. And the reason why I feel like it's a very attractive fragrance is because it has this really addictive, sweet quality to it. There's honeyed dates, there's rose, there's saffron, there's an almond note, and it's giving sweet Middle Eastern floral gourmand to me. Not necessarily an edible gourmand, but I'm getting really sticky honeyed dates, a very jammy rose, creamy almond, and sensual saffron. I have reviewed this one so many times on my channel, and I know a lot of you have tried this one now and also love it. I would recommend sampling. A good thing about this brand is they sell lots of different size formats, including 2.5 ml samples. I would highly recommend checking this one out. If you do want a more in-depth review, go and look on my channel, because I have spoken about this one so much, and I think the dent shows that I love this fragrance. It's hard for me to make a dent in my fragrances. I now have about 450 to 500 fragrances, so it's very hard for me to make a dent, but this one is truly loved. Next up is Vanilla Vice by Vivamor, and this is one of their newest fragrances. I have reviewed it on my channel already, but this is a very attractive fragrance. It leaves an incredible scent trail, so I think this one is very fitting for this video. It's a little bit different from the other fragrances that I've just spoken about, because this is more of a sensual, deep, smoky vanilla. Not smoky in terms of like wood fire burning smoky, but kind of like incense vanilla. Now, if you love Baby Cat by YSL, or even Rosendo Mateo No. 5, Vanagloria, those type of scent profiles, you will adore Vanilla Vice. Now, the notes would suggest that this one is a little bit sweeter than those fragrances that I've just recommended, but to me, this smells incredibly similar to Baby Cat. It's giving sensual vanilla, it's giving a little bit of incense, it's giving saffron. I wouldn't say this is a gourmand fragrance as such, but more of a sensual vanilla that is perfect for everyday wear, but it's also a very special fragrance too. Now, YSL Baby Cat is so difficult to get hold of right now. I know it's been discontinued in the US. You can still get it in the EU, but Vanilla Vice is half the price of YSL Baby Cat. So if you can't find it, it's well worth checking this one out, because it really truly gives a similar vibe. And I just really feel like this is an attractive fragrance, and that is why it's in this list. Next up is Pure Musc by Narciso Rodriguez. So I want to mix up the scent profiles a little bit for this video. And when I think about attractive fragrances, I think about musks, and Pure Musc is definitely one of my favorite musks in my collection. I could have included other ones in this video too, but I want to give you different price points and not just talk about luxury or niche fragrances all the time. And I feel like Pure Musc by Narciso Rodriguez is the best designer musk fragrance, for me at least, by far. This one is so special. I've loved this for many years, and it's a very sensual, white, fluffy musk fragrance. And I know musk is not for everyone, but musk is an attractive note, and we have our own body musks, of course, and this just gives me your skin but better. Very attractive. I will always love this fragrance. I think It's the perfect everyday fragrance. I used to wear this one to work a lot, or if I had to go to like a large work function, that type of occasion, because I feel like it's really inoffensive. You will smell great, and you will also smell quite clean and fresh, because that's the vibe this fragrance gives, but also with that underlying kind of sensual vibe about it. Are you a fan of musky fragrances? And if so, do you like Pure Musk from Narciso Rodriguez? And last but by no means least, we have 100 Silent Ways by Nishane. This was a fragrance that I used to wear all of the time, and I still think this is such a fantastic fragrance. In essence, it's a white floral vanilla. There's actually quite a lot of tuberose in here, which is normally a note I don't go for, but I absolutely adore how it's been done in 100 Silent Ways. You've got some orange blossom. I think there's some peach in here, lots of vanilla. Now, this is quite a mass appealing niche fragrance. And what I mean by that is it's almost like an entry level niche from designer. It has that very mass appealing scent profile, which is why I feel like this is so attractive, because from what I've found, and it's just my view on this, is the opposite sex tends to love sweet floral fragrances on women. That's just my opinion and what I've noticed over the years. You might have a different experience, but men typically like sweet floral fragrances. So that's why I feel like this one is really, really attractive. Now, it's not the most unique scent profile, but it won't stop me loving this one, because I do get so many compliments wearing this one, and I do enjoy wearing it too. Now, a lot of people always say in the comments, well, that just smells exactly like black opium. And it does smell similar, but I would not say it smells exactly the same or that it's a dupe, because I've never been a black opium fan, not on myself anyway. My mum used to wear it. It smelled great on her. I think it smells nice, but it's never been a fragrance that I've gravitated towards. Now, of course, this doesn't have the coffee note in here, and I think this one is sweeter and more floral. I think there's more tuberose in here, but they do have a similar DNA, so I completely get that. And I think if you like black opium, you will probably like this, and maybe vice versa. But I do feel like they are only maybe 70% similar. But I think this is a very good beginner-friendly into the niche world, because it has that mass appealing scent profile, but I'm not here really to talk about that. This is just a very attractive fragrance that has an insane and intoxicating scent trail, and I will always love this one, but I don't wear it as much as I used to, so I just want to say that. But 100 Silent Ways is a great fragrance from Nishane. So those were all of the fragrances that I wanted to go over in today's video. Let me know what you thought about some of my picks, but what I want to know is, what fragrances do you feel are really attractive, addictive, and that have an intoxicating scent trail? Please do let me know down in the comments below. But I want to thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure as always. I hope to see you in a future video to come. Thank you so much, and goodbye.